I'm Dante.
And hey, I'm Dana.
And welcome to the Dante Show.
What's up, Village? It's your boy Kwame, the man with the plan behind the stands. Before we get into it, do me a favor. If you are on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, or whatever, hit that share button so people can see what the fuss is all about. Don't worry if it's the end of the show. They can catch the replay. We're trying to spread the love instead of spreading the lies, y'all. All right, let's get into it. Did you know that our boy Dante Morrison is a best-selling author? Do you like smut? Yes, smut. Well, these books are filled with it. Check out The End of the Rainbow, followed by the sequel, Yesterday Clarified. You can get them on Amazon, or if you are tired of giving Jeff Bezos the time of day, you can visit www.dantemorrison.com, where, in fact, you will find out more about the motivational, inspirational, hilarious host known as Dante. Mr. Morrison, if you're nasty. He is not only the host of TDS, he is a public health advocate, motivational speaker, and community change agent. Articles, interviews, blogs, podcasts, vlogs, and more. You name it, and Dante has done it. Speaking of vlogs, have you subscribed to the Dante Show YouTube? Now, every villager should be subscribed. The more the channel grows, the bigger TDS messaging becomes. It's really simple. Go to www.youtube.com/Dante Morrison. And also, did you want to be a guest on the Dante Show, or do you want to book Dante or Dana on your platform? Stop. Don't inbox him, don't email him, or even call him. You know what you need to do? Go ahead and open your handy-dandy smartphone or Wi-Fi enabled device and send an email to info@pyromedianetwork.com and request your presence on the show. It's 2021, y'all, and Dante and Dana has got management. So, let's conduct business. Speaking of management, the Dante Show is produced by Pyro Media Network. We are a Black-owned digital marketing and video production agency helping businesses and brands make an impact with their message. We also help businesses navigate what we call the biggest communication shift in over 500 years, social media. So, if you have a business, brand, or influence, and you want to take it to the next level, contact us today. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we hope to see you on the next. Boom.
What up, Village? What up, Village? What up, Village? It is Taco Tuesday, and we are still taco-less.
Taco-less.
We have not had tacos yet. I can't wait till everything open up. We can just kind of sit down, kick it, and have some tacos and go live at a taco spot for a change. But as it stands, we're here with y'all. Y'all know the Dante Show goes live every Monday and Tuesday on Facebook Live and YouTube. So we appreciate y'all for rocking with us. So y'all know who I am. I am Dante Morrison. And then y'all know right next to me on this side is who?
Ladies. Hey, he didn't even say my name yet. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, hey, I love y'all. Welcome to the show tonight, lady. Hey, ladies, please scream for my boy Dante. Look at him. Look at his skin. Yes, ladies, give him the
Hey,
business.
what up, ladies? What up, ladies? I got what you need. Holla at your boy.
Yeah.
Hey, so you know what? Today is a good day. If you missed yesterday's show, I cannot stress enough. Please check out yesterday's show. We had some sheroes on the show talking about this phenomenal book, that they just released. 22 authors, 22 female authors talking about empowerment. So I'm going to ask you to check out yesterday's show in case you missed it. And just, let's support these ladies in this endeavor. All right, that's all I'm going to say. Check it out. Tonight, we have a phenomenal guest. We got a phenomenal guest. I'm not going to give it away early, but we're talking about a health issue that is so under the radar that y'all going to be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. But it is a serious issue, a serious concern, and we're going to be enlightened on tonight. I am so excited. All right. So I want to move this forward, and I'm going to pass it over to Dana because y'all know we are Black. 24/7. We are Black every single day. We are Black Monday through Sunday. All right. With that being said, the Donta Show, every episode we highlight a Black history icon. Could be past, present, whatever the case may be. But today is no different. So it is that time for our Black History Year highlight. Here we go.
Let's go. Tonight we got Mr. Curtis Mayfield. This is one of my absolute most favorite composers in the entire world. Mr. Curtis Mayfield, born 1956, passed in 1999. A guitar discovered at age 7 in a closet in the small apartment where he lived. His mother and 7 siblings changed everything. He was 16 from the city's notorious Cabrini Green housing projects, where he made his first recording in 1958 as a member of Chicago soul R&B group, The Impressions. Mayfield was angry over this disorder of affecting his America, but his music was delivered in a singular, subtle, intelligent way, layered with gospel R&B soul that served a Chicago style. In 1964, The Impressions had its biggest hit to date with the Mayfield song "Keep On Pushing," which established him as one of the first R&B singer-songwriters to bring social commentary to pop charts. In 1970 the 1970s began, and so did another transformative move for Mayfield, going to the movies. The period of blaxploitation movies had started. Films were quickly produced, low budgeted, and beamed to be Black inner city audiences. He scored films such as Superfly, Claudine, Sparkle, and the hit. Listen to this one, guys. The hit. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. He wrote the hit song Let's Do It Again by the Staple Singers. In 1999, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a solo performer. He was already there as a member of The Impressions, and before he died, he learned that he was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame as well. He was already in the Grammy Hall of Fame and the Smithsonian New National Museum of African American History and Culture. Has plans to honor Mayfield's career. Mayfield's last go-around in the studio was an example of courage and will. He was paralyzed following an onstage accident. He recorded one line of a song at a time, laying on his back. He was laying on his back to allow his diaphragm to work and breathe into his lungs. Curtis Mayfield, one of the best and greatest composers that ever walked this earth, passed away on December 26th, 1999. Let's give it up for Curtis Mayfield, our Black king. Let's go.
Yes, Curtis Mayfield. Listen, 2 of the best movie soundtracks ever made. Claudine and Sparkle. 2 of the best. I don't care what nobody say. Claudine and Sparkle are the best movie soundtracks ever made, in my humble opinion.
Don't forget about I'm Your Pusher Man.
Right. But what he pulled out of Aretha Franklin and Gladys Knight is nothing short of amazing. Curtis was a beast. So,
Yes.
you know, I want to do Curtis because I know a lot of the youngsters that's all into music probably don't know who Curtis Mayfield is, don't know his legacy, don't know nothing. Yes, Kimberly, he was amazing. Amazing.
He was amazing.
Yes,
and it's
sir.
so funny.
Yes, sir. Hey, Sean, how you doing?
And it's so funny because, you know, what the business that I'm in, people always say, yo, who do you sing? You know, who's your favorite singer and who's this and that? I'm like, I don't have a favorite singer. I have like favorite composers and favorite writers like Norman Whitfield and Lionel Richie and Barry Gordy and Smokey Robinson. And then when you get to the composers, you got Isaac Hayes, you got the great
Barry White,
Curtis Mayfield, Barry White, Quincy Jones. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And a lot of people need to educate themselves on these people, man, because you will learn. So you'll be like, he did that. He did. Man, educate yourself on your music, people. For real.
Real talk. Real talk. Hey, you know it's still you. You might as well just host the show tonight because you did the Black History Spotlight. And then this is also when I disappear again because of your time to shine. So y'all get ready to be inspired. Yes, it is. Ready to be inspired. Ready to be motivated. Ready to be uplifted because it's time for the what?
It's time for the ladies, it's time for the Dana Drop. Let's go. Boom. What is going on, beautiful people? I pray that everyone is in good spirits and good health during this time. Hey, do us a favor, travel over to youtube.com/Donta Morrison. Click that subscribe button. Hey, we're trying to get our numbers up. Like I say every day, you subscribe to stuff that you don't even use. Some of y'all still getting the Jet magazine. Some of y'all still getting Essence magazine. Some of y'all subscribing to all of this stuff that y'all don't even use to have stacked in a corner for when family comes over. Ain't nobody been over your house in a whole year. So subscribe to our show, all right? Yeah, right now, what we're going to do right about now is we're going to talk about being thankful, saying thank you. Hey, it's a kind, gentle word. Just say thank you. Thank you. It's the simplest form of expression of gratitude. Saying thank you is the simplest form of expression of gratitude, and the attitude of gratitude is what keeps us happy. Being grateful for what you have in life, even the smallest things, bring more abundance and happiness in your life. Saying thank you means you are grateful for the things that happen to you in your life, and you are a result of great things. Saying thank you, you are thankful for the things that happen to you as a result of someone else's effort, okay? It will not only help you feel better, but it also will benefit you in unpredictable ways. Just say thank you. People appreciate it and feel love. They feel love and appreciated when you say thank you. Thanking others never makes you inferior. In fact, it shows a great sign of respect for another person, for their time or their presence in your life. When you say thank you, people develop a feeling that they have done something to help you. This gives them inner happiness. Saying thank you is the simplest way to say, I appreciate you. People feel more motivated, appreciated, and praised. It indicates that you recognize their effort. This may even encourage them to go an extra mile, the same in something else. Because you said thank you, they may go an extra mile the next time. It makes others feel good and brings good back to you in an unpredictable way. When you make someone feel important and appreciated, you brighten up their day in the smallest ways. I mean, it could be someone gave you $1. Thank you. You know, some of these children should say thank you to their parents even more. A lot of children think they're entitled to the things that they have. I tell my sons all the time, hey, don't get big-headed, because I could go to Ralph's and get you a pair of sneakers. I could go to Food for Less and get you a T-shirt. And I could go to the 99-cent store and get you a pair of jeans. As long as that stuff is clean and your butt is clean and your hair is combed, I am a good father. As long as you got clean clothes on your back and you look presentable. Don't get big-headed, because you don't have to have the Jordans and the Nikes and all of that. Trust me, you can get humbled real quick. Just say thank you. It makes you feel happy and it makes you feel healthier. In life, you might have noticed that people who want something out of their life and who rarely say thank you to others, what they have in life are unhappy. They're not satisfied. So say thank you. Turn it around. Turn the narrative around and just say thank you. That's all you got to do. Just say thank you. The act of being grateful is saying thank you. Let someone today know that you appreciate them. Look them in their eye or call them on the phone or whatever and just say thank you. They may say, well, what for? Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being an ear for me when I need someone to listen. Thank you for being there for me when you didn't have to. Thank you for going out of your way. Just say thank you. It's all it takes is a simple 2 words. Thank you. And if you don't believe me, tell them how you feel, bro, because they don't believe me. Yes. That's the Dana drop, and I'm out. Peace.
I can't help but every time I hear "thank you for being a friend," I always go to the Golden Girls. I don't care what nobody says. It always goes to
You're biased.
Girl.
You're biased, and you know why. I don't need to say it on here. You are biased. You would
always
not
go
like
to the Golden Girls.
You would not like that song if your behind didn't hear it every day.
Every day. Every day. Immediately following the show.
Right. Oh my gosh.
So listen, we're going to get into this. We have a phenomenal conversation. So check this out. So let me read these. 3.4 million people live with active epilepsy. Wow. 150,000 new cases are diagnosed each year. 1 in 26 will develop epilepsy at some point. Now, I will say, prior to meeting tonight's guest, loving tonight's guest, I was not aware of epilepsy in full. I was not aware of how life-changing it is, how life-altering it can be, because I had an ignorant perception of what epilepsy was all about. You see the Hollywood version, you see all the other stuff that when they say epilepsy and epileptics, you kind of be like, oh, it ain't that big a deal. Just not to sound insensitive, just put a spoon in their mouth and they'll be okay, after that passes.
Right.
But it is really a life-changing situation. And I've been following my dear friend Michelle, her journey, through becoming an epilepsy warrior. And I have learned so much. So Michelle Tillis has been married for 24 years, 2 daughters. One is 22, one is 8. No judgment. She'll explain that later. She is a wife. She is a mommy. And her newest title is Epilepsy Warrior. All right. So this is someone that I love dearly. I have known her for, over 20 years. I have known Michelle. So please help us welcome to the Donta Show, the phenomenal, the survivor, the fighter, Michelle Tillis.
Hi guys.
Hey. We
Should
are
I wear my
excited
glasses?
to have
Will I look smarter if I wear glasses? Because you have yours on. Donta, you have yours on.
Hey, and just so you guys know, so Michelle has a little delay. So if you see a delay in our conversation, that's Michelle's Wi-Fi. It's not Michelle. She's not slow. So you know how people can be, oh my God, what's wrong with her?
Just a little bit.
There's a delay. There's a delay. Michelle, thank you so much for coming on the show. Let me just say that.
Oh, for sure.
I think this subject is so important and is so overlooked. And I always tell people, me being somebody living with HIV, of course, I think that should be the topic for every health situation. Well, at least you don't have HIV. Well, it's not HIV. But watching your journey, you have shown me that epilepsy is truly a problem that people need to learn more about. So I'm going to sit back and just let you just start wherever you want to start related to your journey.
Okay. All right. So, before this, I didn't know what epilepsy really was. Who really does? You yourself said, I really didn't know what it was. I myself never thought it could happen to me, because we all do that with anything and everything in life. It's not going to happen to me. I don't know what that is. I don't have to read about it. I don't need to know. Oh, but let me tell you, one day, because you know I'm a cook. So I was doing my grocery runs, and I just didn't feel well that day. I don't know what it was. I wasn't feeling me that day. Woke up to go grocery shopping, told my husband, told Harold, something's not right. Can you take me to the grocery store? Of course, he pouted because he hates going grocery shopping with me. So on the way home, truck packed full of groceries. About 2 minutes before we pulled in, apparently I told him I was dizzy. I don't remember anything from that day. Apparently I had the seizure pulling in. Groceries were still in the truck. They called 911. Next thing you know, I'm waking up in an ambulance. For a brief moment, I woke up. Actually, a very nice looking EMT, by the way. I said, Lord, are you taking me now? This is what it looks like up here. Just for a little short minute. Donta, you don't have to laugh like that. So anyway, the next thing you know, I woke up and I'm in the ER. I woke up briefly with my kids at the end of the foot of the bed. My husband's standing next to me. He's crying and they're crying. And I'm like, what the heck happened? Why am I here? Didn't know anything. Kind of went back out, was in and out. He called my cousin. My cousin was in the Riverside area. Her and her husband came because he had the kids and he had a truck full of groceries. So he said, I'm going to run the kids home. Don't remember that. Next thing you know, I remember waking up again. They're taking x-rays and, all that, brain scans and all that stuff to find out what's going on. Anxiety kind of affects that. So it was just like, oh, you just had anxiety, so it triggered a seizure. Well, I never had this before, so I won't say that was the case. All the tests really did nothing, because at the end of the day, oh, it's okay. We're going to send you home. We'll give you some meds, and that's it. Well, hell, my life just changed, and you're going to send me home with meds? What is that? So they sent me home. Said, okay, call your doctor Monday and you'll be fine. We'll figure it out. Went home. Actually, I won't say I went home. We left the hospital. Literally, we were maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes from the hospital. Apparently, I had another seizure. So, of course, my husband UI'd real fast, regardless of what the lights were, who was around, and zoomed back to the hospital. As we were pulling in, this is all he told me because I don't remember anything. As we're zooming in, our bishop and co were walking into the hospital at the time to see me, and he couldn't even park the car. So Bishop was like, okay, just take her, go. So paramedics were walking out and they took me back in. So that was a second seizure. And my life has never been the same since. Never. And that was basically out of nowhere. And this happens all the time. And I never really knew what epilepsy was. Never knew until I really became epileptic and was diagnosed with epilepsy. And what's funny is, how do they diagnose you? Honestly, they do the brain scans and all that stuff. They do the EEGs, which is horrible. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that. You don't sleep for a whole 24 hours. You go in the next morning to get this test done, and they put patches all over your head.
Yeah.
And you sleep for an hour to 2 hours, and they do the brain scans. Now, the thing is, you're doing that 2 weeks after I had a seizure. You're not seeing anything.
Right.
Because my electrical waves are normal. They're normal. So it's really odd with modern medicine that this is what they have that's so outdated. Well, I've had my seizures already. That day is not going to show you anything out of the ordinary. It's going to show normalcy in my brain. So that's the challenge with that. But there's so many new cases.
Mm-hmm. So when it comes to the seizure, is it So I'm assuming it's not like what we see on TV.
No. So that's the thing that people have no clue of epilepsy. There's so many different types of seizures. You have the what they call the generalized seizures, and that's where what I have, the large ones, they're called tonic-clonics. It's a weird name. What they used to call the grand mals, and those are the big ones where you're
That's what
seizing and you're on the floor. Those are the big ones. Now that's only one type of seizure. You have the absent seizure, which is called the petit mal, and that's where I could be zoned out and I'll feel like I'm asleep, but I'm not. I'm actually there sitting up, and never experienced that till one day. It was months after I started having the seizures. I was on the phone actually with Ray and zoned out. I said, hold on. And that's all I remember. Micaiah comes running in because Ray called and says, something's wrong with your mom. Go check her. She comes running in, mom. And I'm like, what? Why are you yelling? I was asleep. Why are you waking me up?
Wow.
And I wasn't asleep. I was sitting straight up. And that was the first absent seizure I had. And then there's my basic ones that I have. There's others, but the basic ones that I have is called a complex focal. That's my normal seizure that I have. There's no jerking or anything like that. It's basically I could be talking and I'll have a few seconds beforehand. I know I'll have one. And if I'm talking, I'll feel like the sensation of like deja vu. Like I've been here before, and it's like an aura, and it's like, okay, something's not right. And then I'll know, okay, it's coming. All I could do is put my finger up to whoever I'm speaking to and say, give me a minute. Can't even speak. I just put my finger up. If they've seen it before, they know she's going to have a seizure. And all I could do is sit there and wait for it to pass. I know when it's going to pass. When heat rises, I start burning inside. And I'm like, okay, it's about to pass. Once it passes, I can't function. I have to wait till it passes completely. Verbiage is a mess. I can't speak through it. Sometimes I try to pretend I didn't have anything, and I'll speak, and I'll sound like I came out of a bar. That's how bad it is.
Wow.
I will sound, because my language is slurred. My thoughts are going like this in my head.
Yeah.
And then once I have it, I'm done for the day. It takes everything out of me. I am done. I have to come home and sleep for hours for it to just pass. So that's the normal of my typical seizure. I haven't had one in months until this past few weeks. I've been having them on a normal basis, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. So of course, with anything, with meds, let's change this med, let's up your dosage. So it's a never-ending process dealing with epilepsy. There's so many things you do that people don't even realize. You lose your hair. Look at me, I have no hair. Bray, can you hook me up with a wig? I'm just saying. But it's really bad. Sleep.
So you have the petite ones at least 3 times a week?
No, I have what they call the complex focal. That's
the burning up one.
Regular. Yes. So it'll start with my thoughts, whatever words I have in here, go like this. And I'm confused. I start getting like, they have what they call goosebumps. I start feeling that immediately. And I just put my head down and I hold on a second. I had 3 at work last week, and this is not normal for me. That's not normal. Usually I hadn't had any in 6 months. And all of a sudden I'm having bam, bam, bam. There's never a sense of normalcy because you never know what you're going to deal with.
Yeah, I have a few friends. I actually lost a friend to having a seizure while he was driving. And they had just cleared him to drive because it was some years and he hadn't had one in a long time. Mm-hmm. And they had cleared him to drive, and he had a seizure on the way to work. And he passed that way. I had a friend performing had a seizure, and so I've experienced it firsthand. So I know the names. I know what you're talking about. The sitting there in the daze and people snapping at him like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
So I know all of that. Yeah. And it's like, you know, so I mean, it's just, someone said here, Kiana, it's scary because you don't know.
Very scary.
It's scary.
It's very scary. Every day, my prayers, Lord, keep me for today. Lord, bless me, touch me from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. You know, the worst experience is having a seizure with your family around because they're so scared. And of course, it's a burden to me. Like, gosh, I did that to my family. And it's not, that's not the case, but you know, you don't want to see your family scared. You don't want to see tears. And I have, you know, Mia, my little one, you know, for her to see if I'm not all the way there. Mommy, are you okay? Do you need something? Here, let me cover you with a blanket. She's a child.
Right.
So to have that burden on her, it's unfair. It is unfair. But of course, she's doing what any child would do.
Do they know what caused it or what started this in you? Or
the crazy thing about epilepsy, it's very unprovoked unless you've had an accident where you actually hurt your head and you damaged it somehow, then that triggers epilepsy. But I didn't have anything. Nothing occurred for me for it just to come all of a sudden. It was November the 10th, 2018 was the first 2 seizures. And after that, I was dealing with this constant, meds and this and that. And I didn't know what the heck I was experiencing. I didn't know anything because epilepsy is not talked about.
Right.
It's not.
It's not talked about.
It's not. So do you think that my friend Kiana, she's asking questions. She said she has a friend that became vegan and that stopped her seizures. And then she just asked, do you feel that diet plays a role? I know a lot of people believe, there are holistic treatments,
CBD.
Raw food diet. Yeah, that will cure certain ailments. Have you sought out anything that's non-traditional to help?
Well, I was looking into CBD. I'm just really leery of everything. I mean, I am Hispanic, we don't believe in nothing. If I can't put it out of my drawer, then, and put salt in my socks or alcohol potatoes over my head, then I'm not doing it because that's what is back in the day. Let me tell you, my mama did it all. She would go cut the cactus outside and use the oil on me. That's what it was back then, So nowadays it's like there are so many different holistic, possibilities. And it's scary. It's scary because you don't know what to do. The diet, that does play a part. It's just what it does is the meds make you gain weight or they make you lose weight. I was on a good track with my weight. You know exactly. So you either have a high metabolism or a zero metabolism. And this is taking my metabolism away. So I was on a good track with my weight loss. That's out the door. So it's a day-to-day process. You don't know. Just like Donta said, there's so many cases around the world and the country. There's 65 million cases of epilepsy around the world. 65 million. That's a whole lot for there not to be enough money in research.
Mm-hmm.
The research part of it, the money, epilepsy is the lowest of all chronic conditions that has funding.
Really?
Go figure that. Oh, yes. The lowest amount of funding is available for epilepsy. And that is really staggering. It's really scary.
Yeah.
It is. It definitely is.
It definitely should not be the lowest.
Yeah. Okay,
No.
So everybody, if you are watching, if you have any questions about epilepsy or questions for Michelle, go ahead and drop them in the chat. This is a very important conversation. Michelle just really enlightened us to say that epilepsy is the lowest on the food chain when it comes to chronic illnesses. So imagine how that makes a person with epilepsy feel, knowing that their illness is not a top priority. So get your questions together, get your comments together. We'll be right back. We'll take a quick commercial break. All right. So go get some water or whatever you're drinking on Taco Tuesday. We'll be right back. Thank you for tuning in to the Donta Show. We appreciate you rocking with us on tonight, me and Dana, and our special guest, Michelle Tillis, who was talking about epilepsy and her journey, and for the last, 15 minutes, we have really learned about her experience and learned about epilepsy and really got into the nooks and crannies of what it's all about. So now we're going to just, open it up for some Q&A and all that. And Michelle, we got a question from Kimberly Jenkins Irvin. Her question is, what can the family do? What can the family do to assist?
That's the hard thing because it's so unpredictable. I never know when I'm gonna have a seizure. A lot of times I'm at work, so if I'm around some of my coworkers, they know what to do. Just give her a minute, leave her alone, she'll be fine. Although they also know what to do if it's a grand seizure. Leave her alone. They're CPR certified, so they know the process. Here, it's scary because I have my little one. Micaiah's more calm, so she knows how to handle it. Harold knows how to handle it now because we've seen a few. It still doesn't make it easier. It doesn't make it easier. The last big seizure I had, I bit through my tongue, so I had blood everywhere, and wow. I couldn't eat for days because I had no tongue. A piece of my tongue was gone because in the seizure you're biting, and that's why back in the day they used to say just put a spoon.
Yeah.
You can't put anything in anybody's mouth. You have to kind of let the process go. You turn them to the side and let the seizure happen, unfortunately.
Wow.
So for family, all it is just the support. That's all you can do is say is I am here. But I'm also the type, I don't need anything. I got it. I don't need anything.
Okay.
Pride takes over.
Right. Got it.
I'm the caregiver. I'm the caregiver. So for me to be taken care of, no.
I get it. Trust me, I get it. We got a comment from Ritza Latrice. Ritza says, I didn't even realize epilepsy was so common until my 2-year-old daughter started having seizures on 4/7 and it hasn't stopped. The doctors haven't provided me with any education but have suggested meds. It's so scary because my daughter cannot communicate her experiences with me. She's 2, she's a baby. Do you know any resources for me to educate myself or holistic treatment? Oh, bless her heart.
This is where I say I have on the low end epilepsy because there's cases like this, and I'm part of epilepsy support group because there's so many different levels of epilepsy, as I mentioned. And when it's a child, it's heartbreaking because you're looking at your baby, and it's like I can speak and say this is what's going on. A baby can't speak and say, hey mommy, this is what I'm feeling. All they can do is just process their seizure the best way they can. But it's so difficult to see a child. My little cousin had it. Keep in mind when it's adolescent childhood epilepsy, they grow out of it a lot of times. The majority of the time they grow out of it. When they hit about 11 or 12, the majority of the cases, they kind of just go away. There's no reason for it, just like there was no reasoning for it to happen. They just kind of go away. That's not for all cases, but my cousin, her daughter, at 11, she just stopped having them altogether. And she had them at least twice a week, and there were the grand seizures.
Wow.
So it's unfortunately, and like I said, there's not enough education out there. There really isn't. And that's sad for having as many cases of epilepsy in the world to not have enough education about it. It's come on, it's ridiculous. There are, in California alone, we lead in all the country, in all the US, we lead in all the cases of epilepsy.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
California leads. Yes, there's almost 500,000 cases of epilepsy in California alone, where other states have probably half of that.
Are there certain?
What is California doing? What is California
doing?
Right.
By you saying that, could it be the smog? I mean, could it be anything? I'm just saying if it has to be something on this region that's causing it for us to have the highest cases.
And I'm just wondering if
Yeah,
there are certain demographics or genders or nationalities, ethnicities
so
that are more prone,
yes,
like blacks and high blood
yes,
pressure. You know,
yes,
is there?
yes. So because of my research, I discovered the majority of the cases are Hispanic.
Wow.
Believe it or not, they're Hispanic. And here I go, Mexican right here. Um, Go figure. But Hispanics is the highest cases of reported epilepsy. Just that's reported because a lot, especially Hispanic, they, like I said, they'll fix it by going in their cabinet. Okay, let's fix this. It's not a big deal. Or they don't have insurance. And so if they don't
Mhm.
have insurance in place, they don't even want to go to get, let me get checked. Let me find out what's going on because I can't afford it.
Mhm.
There's not enough funding, again,
Right.
to help epileptic patients. There isn't. Not even the patients, but the families. What about the
Right.
families?
I probably would go as far as saying that there's not enough funding. They just not putting the funding there. I'm sure they have the
And
cap.
that
I'm
leads
sure they have the
to,
money and the capital to do it, but they're not taking it that serious. But from what it sounds like, it can happen at any moment. So it should be one of the most
right,
serious things that people look at because it's really dangerous. I mean,
right.
wow, you could be cut.
Oh,
Wow.
it is.
Well, first of all, the right person
It's scary.
hasn't become epileptic. You
Yeah,
get
exactly.
somebody
That's
in
what it is.
position,
Right,
but
right,
Michelle
right,
just said
right.
Latinos for one. So you get someone in a high-ranking position that is probably not a minority and let them become an epileptic where it just really alters their life.
Oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They're gonna start finding ways to get
Oh yeah.
money for that. And I think
Exactly.
yeah, because I wasn't really aware of it until you posted about Epilepsy Awareness Day. And I asked us all to wear purple. And I said, "Look, I got a purple polo. Hey, purple.
I got my purple on. I got my purple
Yeah,
on.
and you really have raised more awareness about this. So, Roger Madrano asked a question. Have you tried meditation? Like, is it something where they said you had anxiety? Do you need to just calm down?
Wait. Okay, so
Yes.
Roger is an ex co-worker of mine, so he can hush. No, no, but it's true. Being being in a peaceful environment helps. My prayer time helps me because I'm in my one time with the Lord, and that just gives me an opportunity to just bring it all down. Because stress can trigger it. It
Mhm.
definitely can. If you read up about the information regarding epileptics and what they go through and what can trigger, that's one of the triggers is stress. So
Well,
I
then
do have my quiet time.
well, when you say it like that, that makes a lot of sense. Looking at California, Latinos,
Stress.
our last president.
Stress.
It's all this immigration stuff. It's just, I mean, it's
Exactly.
yeah. It makes sense
Yes.
when you think about the stress. But were you stressing prior to your first seizure? Was there stuff going on? Like, have you looked back, like, well, what was I going through?
Oh yeah, and we all go through stuff all the time. We take stress and carry it and don't realize we're stressed.
Mm-hmm.
We don't realize because we have pacified stress so long and so much in our life. It's like, oh, I'm used to that. But no, our system is not. Our system's like, no, I can't hold this boulder anymore. You keep
Mhm.
adding rocks to me and I can't hold it anymore. And so that's where I feel it basically erupts. Just
Mhm.
like a volcano. It's like, hey, I can't hold anymore. And
Mhm.
stress is the biggest trigger for it. Although I never had any seizures until that particular part of my life. Was I going through stuff? Yes, definitely. Ironically, all it takes is 2 unprovoked seizures for someone to be diagnosed with epilepsy.
Okay.
Just 2. Just
Okay.
2.
And can this stop at any given time?
Well, there are cases where you have seizure-free moments,
Mm-hmm.
and in my support group, I have people that have been seizure-free for a year and a half, and bam, they'll have one out of nowhere. So it's like you may have not needed meds, or you may have gone this long without a seizure. Anything can trigger that, even if you don't realize that that's a trigger, and bam, you're right back on it. You're back on the meds that are horrible because there's so many side effects to the meds. It's horrific. That it alone is a whole other condition that's chronic to me, because you're dealing with the side effects. Anybody who has chronic conditions knows the meds that we take are horrible. They may help one thing, but they hinder everything else.
Yeah.
Right.
Everything else.
Right.
I get this twitching, and it's like I'm really not on the corner, trying to get hit. I get this twitching, and it's like, what the heck? Or my hand will shake. God forbid I put my eyeliner on, it's gone up here, And Dante, it's not Aquanet, okay? I'm just saying.
Yeah, the Aquanet. You get the Aquanet and spray the hair, and I'm from LA. I know.
I'm just saying my eyeliner's not all the way over here, but I'm just
right. You get your 3 dots right here.
Hey, don't play.
So I do have a question, and this may be a really odd question to ask. But I know when I think about me, there was a positive. How has this changed your life for the better?
It's calmed me down. Well, let me rephrase that, because Auntie Kim, co-pastor, will beg to differ on that. She will. But if Bishop's on here, he definitely will too, because Lupe.
He's on here. He's
watching.
Here.
He's commenting.
Oh, man.
Bishop supports his kids. Bishop loves us.
Yes, he's on here.
Okay. Well, Lupe comes out a whole lot more now. I mean, my Mexican comes out like this, and I don't mean it to, but don't look at me crazy, because then Lupe comes out. I mean, I have been in fights. I'm just saying. I need to pray over that. But because the meds have you going like this, up and down, always emotional, crying to I'm gonna beat your A. Don't come for me, because I'm gonna come after you. And that's why I'm called Lupe, I guess.
Oh.
Okay, got it.
Let us join hands right now.
Right.
Yes,
everybody point at the screen. Point at the screen.
Point at the screen, please.
Point to the Mexican.
Right, that old Lupe spirit.
See, and look at co-pastor had to say something, didn't she?
Right, old Lupe spirit. But what you also do, what I've noticed, and you've always been a cook, but now on Instagram, you're literally cooking all the time. And I'm sitting there watching, trying to figure out, well, how do I mix my tahini with my butter and mayonnaise? And how do I do it? And you're really doing it. So despite the epilepsy and all this, you are still living. And I want people to realize that, because sometimes when we hear of a person's, situation, we'll begin to pity them. And I know when I was first diagnosed with HIV, I didn't really want pity. It's like, I'm not dead. I'm not dying. I'm still here. I just have to re-navigate how I go through life. So that's why I asked, how has this changed your life for the better? I mean, do you look at life differently now?
I am conscious of every day, if that makes sense. Because with mine, any seizure can take me out at any minute and any day. So I pray against that, and I pray for health favor on that day.
Yes.
But any day can change for not me, but my family. So it's putting into consideration, I need to take care of my family, and what can I do? So there's things you kind of change, and Dante, this firsthand. It's like, okay, your outlook changes on what do I need to do to be prepared and to get my family prepared just in case. That's not the scenario I'm praying for. It's what I'm praying against, that they never have to experience that. So you become very conscious of the day-to-day. And when I wake up each morning, I'm like, okay, when I'm in my zone with the Lord and I say my prayers, that's the first thing, Lord, let me have a seizure-less day. Seizure-less day, that's all I want. Because it takes over your whole life, my whole life. And cooking is my therapy.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yes. I'm a cook. And don't ask me for no more tamales, okay?
Right.
Actually, we need something for next Tuesday. We haven't had tacos in 2 years. We have not had tacos in 2 years on the show. So You could give them to Donta when y'all see each other at church or in passing. And he could freeze them, and we'll have them for Tuesday.
Michelle taught me how to make enchiladas the right way. I was making them one time in my apartment. She says, "What are you doing? Go to the living room. Get out of here." I was like, "Oh, okay."
I did.
And like 10 minutes later, she had a whole pan of enchiladas, which takes me 3 hours. She knocked the bad boys out. I said, "Oh."
Wait, and then he made an extra pan for himself to put in the freezer.
See, there it is. Put it in the freezer.
And it's a blessing because my brother Lucky is on here. Lucky Fuller.
Lucky.
Just said, yes, I love this conversation. I live with epilepsy every day. You know, and Lucky has been on the Donta show, and I didn't know that Lucky was epileptic until recently.
Wow.
But to have this conversation and to know that there is others out there, similar to when we had Nicole Curry on the show talking about lupus, and I had no idea. I knew so many women that had lupus until that show came. So it's really all about this awareness that you're bringing, Michelle. And this is how we really strengthen the community and strengthen knowledge, because people need to know how to be an ally for somebody that's dealing. And if we don't talk about this stuff, I would never know that you may need my help one day because you're epileptic, you know? So I'm glad you're putting on this purple and talking about it proudly and not ashamed.
No,
and that just takes me to, that's why we should love one another, and because you never know what someone's going through. Someone could be sitting next to you partying and dancing and smiling and just praising the Lord with you in church and things like that, and you never know what they're going through. That's why it's always nice to be nice. It's always good to be kind. It's always nice to be nice. Even if someone do you wrong, even if someone does you wrong, you can still be kind or whatever, because I don't wish anything even on my enemies, you know. But sometimes, you know, you just have to be the bigger person and just show that love and show that, you know, be the bigger person, because again, you never know what people are dealing with. Even though someone's your enemy or whatever, you have to think about, they have a family, they have children, they have loved ones and people that care about them, you know, unless somebody's trying to take me out of my family, we going at it. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? If someone just says something bad to you or roll their eyes or owe you some money or something, you know, hey, you never know what they're going through in life, you know? So
and that's the thing. You know, with majority of these chronic illnesses, you can look at somebody and not know anything.
Right, exactly.
You don't know. It's just like lupus until they have a trigger and they have an episode. It's not just one day. It's continual.
Yeah. Agreed. And the crazy thing is never.
When Dana see, sometimes Dana go from anointed to just normal and like that.
Sorry.
No, because he'll put a prophetic word out there and we all deep and falling out. And then 30 seconds later, he's back to Dana.
No, because I'm just going to share this story. One of my friends who's epileptic in college, I can say we were smoking some weed. And he hit the joint.
Sorry, my thing fell.
He hit the joint that had a seizure. And we was like, man, what's in this, doc? Because we didn't know he was epileptic at that time.
Oh my God.
And he hit it and we was like, yo, we bought the right stuff, doc.
Pass that this way.
I want to do what he did.
I need some of that.
We got Bishop on here.
Right,
we can't talk
I need
like
some
that.
of that.
Oh, God.
We got Bishop on here. That was in college, Bishop. That was in college many moons ago.
And we didn't inhale.
And I didn't inhale. I held it in my cheeks. I was like.
So, Michelle, we have a question of the day. And this is for everyone watching the show on tonight. So in honor of having Lupe on the show, we have our question of the day. Michelle, this is for you and everybody in the chat. Answer this question. What's your favorite Mexican dish?
Okay, since I am Mexican.
Uh-huh.
Y'all know ceviche. Ceviche de camarón or ceviche de pescado?
Ceviche pescado? Pescado is seafood, right?
It's fish.
Or fish.
Fish. Yes. Fish.
Okay.
Fish. So
Okay.
you can do, there's a ceviche that's fish only, but I like the shrimp, of course.
Okay, got it. So we got tamales coming. Mine is enchiladas. I love enchiladas. D-Rock said steak tacos. D-Rock is westernized with it. We got enchiladas. You know, Paula on here, oh my G, you're Mexican. Paula, cut it out. Right. Cut it out. I'm enchiladas all day. You know, Lucky's wife says ceviche too. Hey, Sunflower, love you, sis. Love you, sis. Lavelle said a nice, big, fat, wet burrito. But is a wet burrito really Mexican, or is that something we've Americanized?
You've Americanized it. Now, it's some parts of Mexico, like the Baja area, that's normal. But deep Mexico, like Zacatecas, no, you ain't gonna see all that.
Okay, you can't. Menudo. Menudo is like Mexican gumbo, right?
So menudo is tripe.
That's the
Mexican
cow intestines. Mexican
menudo is Mexican chitlins.
No.
Oh no. Oh, okay.
Chitlins is tripas.
Well, you get tripas that out of here.
Wait, it's good.
Three pas, four pas, five pas. None of it.
Right, tripas out, adios.
It's good.
So menudo is tripe. Menudo's tripe.
Yes. Menudo.
No, I do like. I've had lingua tacos.
Oh,
Basole.
Lingua
tacos is the bomb. That's cow
so
tongue.
let me tell you a story about lengua. So when me and Harold first got married, I love lengua. I grew up on lengua. My grandma used to make it all the time.
It was bomb.
So I made it one day and didn't tell him what it was. Made him a nice big fat burrito. He was like, "Babe, that was bomb. What was it?" I said, "Oh, it was just some beef." Didn't tell him. It was like 2 days later. You need to make that again because that was so good. I said, "Oh, you want the lengua?" He was like, "What's that?" I said, "Cow tongue." He was like, "You fed me that BS?" Yes, and you loved it. He was like, "Yeah, I wouldn't have ate it." Sometimes you gotta trick them.
Right? Yeah, that's how I ate. My cousin brought it home one time and said, "Eat these tacos." I'm scarfing. Like, what is this?
Bomb.
That's lingua. I'm like, oh, okay. What is lingua? And he said, "That's cow tongue." I was mad, low key, but I was like, "Yo," but that was the tenderest piece of beef.
I would have immediately.
It's good, sick. Danny. You gotta try it.
No,
you gotta try it.
No, because I got sick when somebody tricked me to eat. Listen, I was eating what I thought was chicken quesadillas, and when I got to the last one, the lady says, "How do you like the duck quesadillas?" I was like, "Who? The what?" And I immediately got sick. Yeah. No,
I can't do that.
I'm not as rich as you, Dante. I'm not at your you're dining with doctors and stuff now. I'm still eating chicken, Popeyes,
right? Paula said pozzoli. What is pozzoli? Okay. Pozzoli sounds Italian.
First of all, it's not pozzoli. It's pozole.
Oh, well, she typed pozzoli.
Pozole. So
pozole
is. You can make different ones. I make a green chili chicken one, which is amazing. And then, but basically, pozole is pork, like pork roast. And you just cook it down so it's nice and soft. You add your hominy. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Another one of my favorites.
Oh, okay, I can handle that.
You know, my favorite is those little corn balls you get from the corn balls. El Torito corn balls.
Yeah,
I like those. And the only thing me and Joe agree on is burritos, so I like burritos.
So the elote you can buy at any Mexican market. It comes in like a little container. Bomb.
Yes.
Bomb.
No, what's bomb is the corn man pushing the cart down the street, and I get my corn on the cob with my butter, my
that's not a Mexican. That's a hood treat.
When I hear that bell ring, I look for my coin purse and I run outside. Hey, homie, come back.
My friend, I be right there.
Yeah. So let me tell you a story about that. So my kids, I call them my baby, Zion, William. That's their favorite. They love the elote. I make everything. But I'll make that and send them a big old container. They go crazy. Even I'll be like, Auntie, when are you going to make corn? Okay, I got you. But when William was little, he was tiny. I worked at the church office. He must have been 6 or something. And that corn man would go ding, ding, ding. And he would come to me, Auntie,
Listen.
can you take me to the corn man? There I go. He didn't have no teeth, but I would take him to the corn man to get his corn.
That elote is savage, and you got to find the right one when that corn is perfectly steamed. And oh my goodness, we went to Puerto Vallarta, and at the resort, literally the lady was making it fresh. She was scraping it off the corn and doing the whole. I was in heaven. I said, "Yo, it's not on the cob." Yes. She was like, "On the cob." I was like, no. I want the whole cob. She said, "No, sir. No, senor. We no. Like, no.
It's called
no.
esquite. It's called esquite. Can you say that? Esquite.
Esquites.
Esquites. And that's when you cut it off. Esquites. And you get the cob. And she skeets.
Bishop is on here.
We ski.
Bishop's on here.
No, we're talking about skeet.
He knows Lupe. He knows Lupe.
Another show.
It's a Mexican. It's all right.
That's a different show. That's a different show.
That's for after midnight. That's the after midnight show.
Right.
The Donta After Dark.
So, Michelle, what we're going to do right now, Michelle, we're going to give you full screen, and I want you to take just, 30 seconds to just inspire some people. We have folks that are epileptic. We have parents of epileptic children. We have folks that just want to be an ally. So I want you to take this time to just say what's on your heart and just inspire, encourage, motivate, and just do you.
All righty. All right, guys. So I can only speak from my experience. But what I have learned is to educate yourself. Educate yourself, jump in, go online, really learn about this chronic condition called epilepsy. It's horrible to deal with, and most people don't realize how bad it is to deal with. If you're a parent of a child dealing with epilepsy, I pray for you, because that's the worst. If my family goes crazy over seeing me in a seizure, I can't even imagine being a parent to a child in a seizure and doctors not really providing you any resources. And that is what we need to really get out there and speak about. We need resources, not just going on Google and find out, okay, well, this means this. I want to be able to go somewhere and get information. Help me to help others. Help me to really figure out what the heck my mind is doing for me to experience all of this, because it's all up here. But I've changed that so it's from here. It's not easy. You do have a whole process to go through to realize, hey, I'm touched in the head, not in a good way, fun way, but really something up here is going off that's not right. That's hindering my whole life and the life of my family, and how we feel we're a burden. We're not burdens. Our family love us. We love our children, especially if you're a parent. I pray for you. I give you every ounce of prayer that I have in me. And I don't want to get emotional, because epilepsy is horrific. And as we spoke about, you can lose somebody just like that with epilepsy. And all I can say is support is what we need. If you can tell a friend, just like this platform is amazing, because we're able to speak about it freely and help others that don't really know what epilepsy is. And I hope just by sharing my story has helped somebody. And my story is still going. My story is still going, and I still have a lot to learn from my story. So I just pray for each of you. I pray for the parents. I pray for every epileptic out there that doesn't even know they're epileptic. They don't. They've just experienced different things where doctors say, oh, it's just anxiety, because that's what they said to me. It's just anxiety. Don't worry. Here's some meds and go. No, stop and say, hey, I need your help now. So I just pray for each of you. I hope that this has helped educate you as much as I'm educated about it. And I have a long way to go. But I pray for you all. I love you guys all. Donta and Dana, thank you so much for this platform to really get out there and share the story and get epilepsy out there, because this neurological condition is horrible, and it's up here.
Real talk. So y'all, we laughed, we joked, we learned, but let's also just keep Michelle in our prayers, because when you become a voice for a movement or a cause, it can become draining, and she's going to get pulled on. Folks going to want to have her on their show. Folks are watching.
Yes.
So, just get ready to be this ambassador, the West Coast ambassador.
Purple. I read.
Right. Listen, and you're bilingual. You can talk to Latinas.
Ay, Dios mío, ¿por qué me digas eso?
Right. It's important. So, and you know that God doesn't make any mistakes. And not only are you my sister, but we're part of the same church family. And literally, Church One is full of leaders, ambassadors, people that have a voice that are really about community change. So I know that, us being connected is going to connect us to others. That's going to it's just one big old connected loop.
Amen.
So, just that's why I said, what is the good thing about this? And I know that God is going to be glorified through your story. At the end of the day, God's going to be glorified through your story. So just praise him in advance. Praise him in advance because it is on its way. It's on its way. So thank you, my sister.
Thank you.
I love you guys.
I love you.
Guys.
When the church opens back up, I'm going to be at your trunk as you open that ice chest, and I'm going to get my bag of tamales.
No. I'm going to say elote. So get in your coin purse and give me some
money. Right, and ring the bell. You got to ring the bell. And if I got to fight little William to be first in line, I will. Right. Listen, I'll fight Zion too. I ain't scared.
No es gratis. Es por dinero, okay? Gratis is free. We don't do gratis.
No gratis. So everybody, please, give it up for Michelle. Give it up for Michelle, y'all. Give it up. Give it up. Thank you, sis.
Love you. Thank you.
Hey, so listen, y'all. Speaking of Church One, my church that I go to in Long Beach, we offer free COVID testing. So if you want to get a COVID test, you can go to my church in Long Beach, Church One Ministry, 700 East 70th Street, Long Beach, California, 90805. Free COVID testing. And trust me, you will get in and get out. All right. It's not no long line, no long wait, but trust me, you want to get tested. Even if you've been vaccinated, get tested. So for more information, call 562-633-2515. Once again, 562-633-2515, or you can go to Church One Ministries on Facebook and YouTube. If you go on Facebook right now, you will see a new video posted by my Bishop W. Todd Irvin, of him getting a COVID test, and he will show you how it works at Church One. So if you want a COVID test, reach out to Church One Ministries, my church home, proud to be a member, and you can get a COVID test. All right. I think it's Monday, Tuesday, Friday, one of them, but I know it's on Saturday. So if you want to get a COVID test on Saturday, you can go on Saturday and get a free COVID test. All right, y'all. So Dana, wrap us up, dog.
Hey, ladies, what it do? I know y'all couldn't wait for him to say my name. I just want to tell Bishop, it was first Sunday. It was still first Sunday. So I'm just going to take communion for the whole week. I'm going to do the first week. I'm going to do the first week, Bishop. Okay, is that okay with you?
You will not.
Please follow me on Instagram at DNA716. You'll see what's going on with my music and other little funny things that I like to post. I guarantee to keep you laughing. And before we go to Donta, you already know what we got to do. We got to spread love.
Instead of spreading lies,
we got to spread love.
Instead of spreading lies.
Hey, listen. Hey, make sure you talk and reach out to somebody to make sure that they're doing okay, that they're fine, even if you think they are, because this pandemic is not over. People getting these vaccinations, thinking they Superman, thinking they Superwoman, running around here with no mask on, no bra, whatever the case they ain't got on, okay? Stay safe, be safe, and show love, spread love. We love y'all.
And yo, follow me on Instagram, Donta_Morrison, Donta_Morrison on Instagram. All right. And make sure to follow the Donta Show on YouTube, youtube.com/Donta Morrison. TDS Village, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Without y'all, we'd be just two dudes talking to ourselves. So if you've been rocking with the Donta Show from day one, know that we love you. We appreciate you. We respect you. Also, huge shout out to Pyro Media Network for producing the Donta Show, for helping us to deliver content that you will love, appreciate, and enjoy, and also keep you entertained. If you want to be a part of the Pyro Media family, please visit pyromedianetwork.com, pyromedianetwork.com to be part of the Pyro Media family. We'll be back next week, next Monday and Tuesday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for another educational and informative hour with me, Donta, and my sidekick, my partner and brother from another mother, Dana Dane. So until then, please be safe. Wear a mask, wash your hands, socially distance, go get tested. Like I said, Church One Ministry, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. or Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Absolutely free. Call the church, 562-633-2515. Take care, y'all. We love you. God bless. We are out.
Peace.